So we as in the CPGM Front Office, we were actually live at the Shrine Game in St. Pete last weekend, and it was a fairly uneventful game to put it mildly. And Drew, all right, Headley, I'll start with you. What were your impressions? And if I'm not mistaken, you have a post coming out, kind of recapping what it is you saw, who stood out, who kind of disappointed. But just give me an overview, high level overview of what you thought of that particular game and any players that you really got your eye on going into this draft process.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we were at the Shrine Game, and it was just a poor offensive game, man. It was, I have this post coming out. I'm a break down just the landscape of college football and the quarterback position and the offensive line position and what it has done to the development of these players. These quarterbacks and offensive linemen are, they're ill-prepared. They're not prepared enough for the next level. And, it kind of showed at the Shrine Game that, the defense has dominated the game. And, that's just how it was. It was a 10-3 football game. Wasn't much offense. And, that's pretty much what happened. Certain players that kind of stepped up in the game. Elijah McGuire, Lafayette. I think Joe Williams had some good runs. Corral Hamilton, the receiver in Stanford, made two terrific catches down the sidelines, deep down the field. We have D'Angelo Brown from Louisville. He had from that three technique, quick defender. Dietrich Wise, Trey Henderson, he had a lot of hype coming into the Shrine Game, and he just showed his swagger, man. He just looks like he feels he's the best player out there, and he proved that in the Shrine Game. And the last guy I want to mention is Fabian Morrow, the cornerback from UCLA.
Yeah,
I just felt like he, his hips, how fluid he was. He just seemed like he was always around the ball. So those are a couple players that stood out to me in the Shrine Game.
Like you were saying, bro, that one was brutal, dog, and I'm gonna go down a different road here, bro. Let's forget the players, dog. Let's talk about the coaches, bro. What do they have, a week to prepare, correct?
Yeah.
And these aren't exactly stellar coaches. I was looking through the program, dog, and it had some coaches. I saw Deuce Staley was in there, bro. It's like former coaches, not necessarily coaching, position. Bobby Ingram was one of the coaches. These are
Position
former players
coaches.
that
It was position coaches. Yeah.
Position coaches, dog. Or guys who are former players, that maybe not are coaching but are trying to get there, bro. And this is their way of doing it. And in my opinion, dog, I think that maybe it was a detriment to the game, bro, and maybe they should stick with a particular staff, bro, that they go with every year until those guys get a job elsewhere, bro, in terms of coaching, because it was brutal, dog, and I know guys are trying to make their name, but I mean it was bad, man. I'm not gonna name any names because Haley pretty much named all the guys, bro. I can't say much more than that. But just think about the coaches and the way, they have a week to prepare. Not that, the senior ball, I guess they have a week to prepare as well, but, those are actual coaches in the league, coaching there. So,
I'm gonna disagree with you because, these are coaches, not the entire coaching staff, but quite a few of them are active coaches. They may not necessarily be coordinators, but certainly, the position coaches are as important as any coach on the team. Maybe not quite the head coach because the head coach addresses everyone and your special teams coach. But as far as coordinators are concerned, the coordinators call plays. They don't do a ton of coaching. There are some that are more hands-on than others. But I think Headley mentioned it. He said, the status of college football and the quarterback play. I blame the quarterback play. The forward pass was not really. It was set back. It was set back in this game. You know what I mean? A good 40, 60 years. Because, these guys can't complete 10-yard outs. They can't. The ball is overthrown. It's underthrown. It's skipped in. It's late. They don't know how to throw anything but a bubble or a screen at the line of scrimmage. That's what they're good at, and that's what college football has become in a lot of ways. So I think you make a good point, Drew, that some continuity with the coaching staff might help, but I don't think the coaches were the reason why that this game was as poorly played as it was, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that these quarterbacks, this collection of signal callers, aren't very good. And you know, Hadley also mentioned the offensive line. You know, we've already talked about that. We've talked about how it's about kind of just shielding a guy and not necessarily technique driven. It's about getting in space, and the zone blocking scheme has gone and become something completely different because guys aren't necessarily even physical anymore at the line of scrimmage. So, you know, I blame the players. I blame the players, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. We're actually heading to Mobile to watch that game in person, and obviously there's going to be bigger names, more you know, names that the general public are familiar with at that particular contest, that particular game. Early in the process, Drew, who are you most excited to see? Give me one player on both sides of the ball.
Ooh, man. Let's see. What am I on? Who's this? The North Squad, bro. Oh, my boy, man. From Air Force. Jalen Robinette. Wide receiver, 6'4", 215, bro. And from the South.
He was at the Shrine game, wasn't he, Robinette?
Yeah, but he got invited to the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, he made the move. But they keep talking about this guy, Forrest Lamp. Now, there's a lot of love for this guy. Now, he's out of Western Kentucky, and he played offensive tackle. And it looks like he's going to play guard because his arms are too short. 6'4", 305. They said when he played tackle today, he struggled in practice, but when they moved him into guard, it seemed like he turned into a different person. So I'm looking for that guy now. Those two guys.
What about you, Hadley?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of talent out here, man. I think it's gonna be a much played game than the Shrine game. But I'm looking at a position group. I'm looking at the running backs. You know, I'm very interested to watching more tape on these guys before the Senior Bowl. But Kareem Hunt from Toledo, you got Devion Smith, who was also at the Shrine game, Corey Clement from Wisconsin, and then on the other side, the South team, they have Donnell Humphrey and Jamal Williams. You know, I really want to break down these running backs in these games and see what they have, because I think a lot of them have skill set that translate to the next level, you know, whether it be a situational player or whatnot. But, you know, I really got my eyes on the running backs in the Senior Bowl.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the CPGM podcast. You can obviously download this podcast on iTunes, Podcast Addict. You can stream at www.couchpotatogm.com. For Drew, Hadley, this is Juice signing off.
Good run. Good run. Good patient run.
Eli, player on the carry.
No, there's nothing like Lev. Score. There it is.
Touchdown.
Tropicana. Down the seam.
Pass is complete to Colin Jeter from L.
I'm not sure. Slant. Break a tackle. Good tackle. Nope. And that's a problem. Jeter. Dropped it. If I'm doing a tree,
Pass intended for Yancey's.
Somebody told him something.
You may get in the bottom of the first round. Maybe. Maybe. It's McGuire.
Eli McGuire on the carry.
Kaiser, Trubisky, and Watson.
Pass is
All three of those guys are here. So,
tackled by Xavier.
back.
Springboard. I said, no. They're running that thing.
Boot. You're looking for the tight end. He's not there. Looking for the tight end.
Pass intended.
You laying out your receivers to dry, man.
Pass is
Hanging them out to dry.
Get the block, get the block.
You got to come back to the backside. You got to come back to the backside on that play. He's wide open at the top.
Nobody's scared to go downfield, bro. You out here trying to separate yourself, dog. Go and dink and dunk ain't it, bro.
Who made that play?
That Ivy and them boys?
Yeah.
D'Angelo Brown with the tackle.
He's a good player.
Third down.
I'm just trying, man.
Aaron Donald's so good, man.
Joseph Williams on the carry.
First
Tackle
snap.
made by Brian Cox.
I done went to the tight end right now.
Pass is complete. Activity.
What are we doing?
Oh, it's another.
Don't pocket away.
Pass is complete to D'Angelo Yancey. Tackle made by Tedrick Thompson. First down. In the East.
Timeout. Huddle up, huh?
Pass complete to Garrett Deer.
Everyone gonna be asking, where was he at?
Tackle made by Hardy Peterson Jr.
Can't get on the field, boy.
Wasn't fast enough, dog?
Not talented enough. He's like a transfer from like Bowling Green or something like that. I don't even understand why.
Yeah, for the wins, that's all right.
Pass intended for Marcus Cox. Incomplete. Third down and 3.
You can't run a 4.7 and not be able to catch the football. That running back. It's not gonna work.
What, full 7 now?
Cox.
Auburn? Be good for it, huh?
Run that wheel route to Whitfield right here. Run that wheel route. It's tiny.